Correspondent John Carl. And John, during his first term, the president recognized that he couldn't send in the military to over the objections of local authorities. He told that to me during his town meeting during the campaign. Now he may be breaking the law, and he's certainly breaking precedent.
George, this is something that has almost never happened in modern American history. The idea of the President of the United States sending military forces into a locality without against the objections of local leaders. The last time it happened was in the 1960s, and that was Lyndon Johnson sending in the National Guard to protect civil rights protesters. So yes, this is something that is almost unprecedented. Under these circumstances, I would argue is entirely unprecedented.
And John, the president's concern over law and order is certainly selective. He praised and pardoned hundreds of protesters who ransacked the Capitol, tried to block the election certification, and over 150 police officers were injured in that raid.
Well, and I would, if you're talking about January 6th, George, I think that the real comparison here is the calls at the time while the Capitol was under attack. I was covering that story. There were calls for the president to send in the National Guard. He did not send in the National Guard. Ultimately, it was the mayor of Washington, D.C., in coordination with the Secretary of the Army and the acting defense secretary, who sent the National Guard after hours of that attack going on to Capitol Hill. So this is a very different circumstance than what we saw from the President of the United States back on January 6, 2021.
Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth on Capitol Hill today. He's going to get a lot of questions.
Yeah, this is the very first time that Pete Hegseth will have testified as the Secretary of Defense. So think of all the questions. There's Signalgate. There are all the firings that we have seen at the Pentagon. And, of course, the situation in Los Angeles. A lot of questions. He's sending in active duty military to the streets of Los Angeles. What are the rules of engagement? Will they be authorized to use lethal force? Where are they going to be housed? Why are they not coordinating with local authorities? Those are all questions that Pete Hegseth will likely face today on Capitol Hill.
Likely also to face questions about whether or not it's legal to accept that plane from Qatar.
No doubt, $400 million gift from the Qataris, no doubt.
John Carl, thanks very much.